All right, Scott, you're off to a 2-0 start. I guess for starters, that's got to make you pretty happy right now.
Oh, absolutely. Our guys are playing well offensively. We're starting to find our niche and find our identity. And defensively, Coach Maher's got them back to the defense of old, and we're having a lot of fun running around, blitzing, and dropping back when we have to. So it's going pretty good for us right now.
Outscoring teams 62-6 through 2 games. What does that tell you about your team right now?
And, it's still early in the season, so it's really hard to say what it says about us at this point. But, hopefully we can continue playing the aggressive D and scoring points offensively, and hopefully we keep that trend going. But as of right now, it doesn't say a whole lot because, it is beginning of the season. Everybody's trying to find who they are, and if we keep this up midway through the season, then I bet I'd be able to give you a different answer about that one.
Some outstanding performances so far. Good numbers from Joey Jansen, 370 yards in his last game. Tim White, what did he have? 140 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to make you happy from an offensive standpoint. Is that what you wanted to see from those two?
Oh, absolutely. Joey and Timmy and AJ and Swinyard, and when we get Hawley back and Hauser, they've been working their tails off all summer, and to see them actually the hard work pay off during the season time, it's awesome to see, and those kids are starting to see it, and they're starting to say, okay, look, we could be pretty good at this. So offensively, they're doing really well right now. And Joey, he's picked up on the offense. He struggled there in that Prosser game, but heck, he was out for two years, not playing any high school football. That's tough to get back into it right away, but he's a cool, calm, collective young man, and he did really good last week at Moses Lake, so hopefully he just continues on that upward swing.
Face Pasco this week, of course. Now they're 0-2, but to me that it seems like that's a little misleading. They face 2 incredibly good teams, probably the 2 best 4A teams in the league. What kind of team is Pasco?
They're a scary team, man. They got guys who can flat out fly and run, and if you're not playing your best game for 48 minutes, they're gonna break one loose, and so we got to play from period 1 to quarter 4. We got to play hard the whole time, and at any time those guys can bust it out, and we know they're going to be prepared hard. I know Coach Lamb over there has got those guys jacked up, ready to play, so it's not going to be an easy contest in any way. We know that we got to come out every day and every practice, every game, and play our best.
Did you see the tape on Devontae Lamb's kickoff return
Yes.
last week?
Yeah.
What does that do to you? Is that kind of scary to see a guy with that kind of acceleration?
Absolutely. I talked about those playmakers, and he's definitely one of them. And he's a guy that you got to keep your eye on the whole time, no matter what's going on. You can't let off the pedal. And we preached kickoff is probably our number 1 special team, because there's nothing worse than scoring a touchdown and giving up some momentum. So we got our eye on him, and we're trying to figure out every way we can to hold him down, to keep him in check. But it's a very difficult task because he is such a phenomenal athlete and player. So Coach Maher's got his hands full with trying to keep him down.
As far as individual matchups, are there any that you're looking at in particular this week? Not just the skill positions, maybe along the lines, or running back versus linebacker type of thing?
Obviously, we want to get our running game going. We predominant pass, and I'm not going to change that. I'm still going to be a heavy pass guy, but you know what? We want to establish our run game. Last week as a team, we rushed for 150 yards, which was awesome to see that happen. And if we can continue that, I believe it's going to be very difficult to beat us. But if we can't run the ball and we become one-dimensional, it's going to make the road very, very difficult. So definitely, I'd say O-line wise, if we can control the line of scrimmage when we're throwing the ball and when we're passing the ball, will be the big key for us this year.
You talked about pass-heavy versus run-heavy teams. Obviously, this is going to be a matchup. You'll be a pass-heavy team, whereas Pasco doesn't pass as well. How do you approach those type of matchups? If your defense is used to facing your offense, how do you prepare for a run-based defense or offense?
Yeah, and the good thing about our defense going against us every day is I think we got some incredible athletes here as well. We got speed, and maybe we don't have the speed that they have, but we got the athleticism that they have, and so our guys get to see that every day. So that's going to help us prepare for those guys. But as far as everything else, I don't know. It's going to be real difficult to see. We just got to come out and play our game. we play defense the way we play, and we play offense the way we play too. We don't, we are a pass happy team, but it's a lot of short stuff, a lot of dink and dank stuff where, high percentage throws for Joey, and hopefully that'll help us out.
Is there one thing that's going to win the game this weekend? If it comes down to one element?
I think like we talked about up front, we got to control the line of scrimmage offensively up front and defensively up front, because if they are, they are a run happy team. If we can control the line of scrimmage defensively up front, I think we can help eliminate that run game a little bit. Make them beat us throwing the ball, something they don't want to do. And I'm sure they're saying the same thing about us, make them beat us running the ball. So if we want to be successful, we got to control the line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively.
This game will be at Lamson?
Yes.
Right? Does that make a difference playing at home?
Well, absolutely. Anytime we get to play on our home turf, it's always good for us. We got a very, very nice schedule this year where I think we've already left the Tri-Cities, and that's the only time we have to leave it. So it's very good to be able to go to Lamson, play on our home turf, have the kids go right after school, and kind of relax a little bit, and then head down the stadium, and the crowd will be crazy and wild, and the band and everything will be there. So it's always good to play at home, definitely, especially when we're playing Pasco. So.
You talked about Tyler Holly being out. How long do you expect him to be out, and how does that affect your receiving corps?
His timeline right now is still to be determined. We're hoping any time within the next week or 3 weeks. We're not going to push it too fast. He's recovering well, and we just don't want to do anything that's going to set him back any longer than he needs to be. His dad's a doctor, so he'll definitely give me the okay when he's ready to go. When he says he's okay, he'll be in there. But as far as how it affects us, we don't change our game plan. He is sorely missed. He's a great athlete, phenomenal, does everything. When he's in there, we're going to be that much better. But guys have stepped in and done a great job in his absence. So I'm very pleased with what we got going on so far. So when we get him back, I'll be smiling even bigger than I am right now.
It's kind of nice to have your own personal physician.
Absolutely. And he ain't gonna lie to me either. So he's gonna be honest, completely honest with me. So.
Nice. As far as special teams, is that going to figure into the game this weekend?
Well, obviously, special teams always figures into the game. The first week we did a great job special teams wise, and last week I thought we had a few hiccups in our kickoff team, and we know we got to clear that up because we saw what Devontae can do when he gets the ball in his hand. So we got to really clean up our kickoff team and make sure that we know our spots and know our roles. But special teams definitely going to play a part in the game, so we want to win that phases in the game as well.